What's your solution? You go around and arrest everybody who says something that we don't like, lock them up, put them in jail?
Is it fun for you, defending the speech of bigots?
Oh, sure. I take great pleasure in defending the Ku Klux Klan, Mr. Siegel.
You probably do. And I think it's sick.
Well, that's your position. You see, class, what we have here is a great example of free speech in action. Mr. Siegel is taking a position...
Which is the only position to take. We should draw the line.
Well, who is going to draw the line? You, Howard Siegel, put in charge of what speech is good, what speech is bad?
Why not let a jury decide, which is what we do with all the rest of our laws?
Because the First Amendment is not like the rest of our laws. It's a sacred principle here and the rest of this country. And sometimes it takes guts to defend it.
See, that's how you win a debate, ladies and gentlemen. Make your point so powerfully that the audience can't help but applaud as you walk away. Guess I'll see myself out then. G'day guys, Holy Critics signing in, and you're about to watch Deliberate Intent, a riveting true crime story meets intense courtroom drama. Inspired by a shocking real-life triple homicide, this film explores the dark intersection between free speech and accountability, raising questions that still hit hard today. With standout performances from Timothy Hutton and Ron Rifkin, it's the kind of movie that'll leave you questioning where you stand long after it's all over. I'll definitely be keeping an eye on the comments for this one because I just know it's going to spark a fiery debate. Alright, that's enough from me. I'll catch you again at the end.
This book is dedicated to those who think, to those who dare, to those who do, and to those who succeed. Remember, success is nothing more than taking advantage of an opportunity. On the following pages, you will see the kill is the easiest part of the job. A place to stay is your key priority. It could be any motel, fancy or cheap, but it should be in close proximity to the job site. Check into the motel using a fictitious name. Always pay cash. Always wear clean tennis shoes because your old ones may have traces of soil from your hometown, which will leave an important clue. And since the police can take impressions to discover height and weight, it doesn't hurt to wear a larger size.
Hey Janice, how's my baby doing?
He's in dreamland, sleeping like an angel.
Memorize floor plans, descriptions, and details. Then, if you feel confident that you won't need to refer to the data again, destroy it in a manner that will prohibit restoration. Drive carefully. Stay in total self-control. Never speed. Park your car in a crowded lot near where the mark lives. Then get out and continue on foot. When the time is right, you make your move. Quietly, efficiently. Whatever method you choose, remember, you are working. This is your job, and you are a professional.
Government of this country continues to stamp on the rights of the white Caucasian race. Vengeance will be taken. We will strike back. Vengeance.
Okay. The Grand Dragon, Mr. Brandenburg here, he gets convicted for illegally advocating and teaching the use of violence. And he deserved it because he's a bad guy, right? Right. Ms. Harmon.
The Supreme Court didn't think so. They threw out the conviction, and I agree.
And so do I. It's a clear case of First Amendment law. We can say what we want in this country.
Come on, Tom, I realize you're in the thick of most big First Amendment cases in this country, but wouldn't you agree that this is true evil here? I mean, this is the Ku Klux Klan.
It's also America, Rod, and we encourage dissent.
But aren't we also encouraging an orgy of hate and violence?
Very good point.
Well, about this so-called orgy, the court said that Brandenburg posed no immediate physical threat to anyone. He was guilty only of the abstract teaching of violence.
Excuse me, does the First Amendment let you advocate anything? What about murder?
What's your name, sir?
My name is Howard Siegel, and I'm no scholar. I'm just a lawyer.
Okay, Mr. Siegel. Yes, I've heard the name. Now, you wanted to know about free speech and violence?
No, sir. I wanted to know about murder. Does the First Amendment let you advocate murder?
In the abstract, sure. The only exception would be if it were to incite imminent violence.
So that hooded racist pig up there, Brandenburg, didn't do anything wrong?
I'm afraid not. Not in the eyes of the law. Thank you.
And all you hotshot First Amendment experts protect him.
Absolutely, sir. Brandenburg versus Ohio affirms that the Klan or anyone else can teach what they want.
So that's it?
What's your solution? You go around and arrest everybody who says something that we don't like, lock them up, put them in jail?
Is it fun for you defending the speech of bigots?
Oh, sure. I take great pleasure in defending the Ku Klux Klan, Mr. Siegel.
You probably do. And I think it's sick.
Well, that's your position. You see, class, what we have here is a great example of free speech in action. Mr. Siegel is taking a position...
Which is the only position to take? We should draw the line.
Well, who is going to draw the line? You, Howard Siegel, put in charge of what speech is good, what speech is bad?
Why not let a jury decide, which is what we do with all the rest of our laws?
Because the First Amendment is not like the rest of our laws. It's a sacred principle here and the rest of this country. And sometimes it takes guts to defend it. I appreciate you flying in for this, Tom.
No problem. Besides, you're helping me out with my frequent flyer account. And of course, I'm expecting a big check.
Oh, yeah, it's in the mail.
Okay, good. Look, I gotta run. See you next conference.
All right. Be good, Tom.
Hey, can you read this? Marilyn Manson needs you. I mean, those Puritans in Richmond still want to cancel the show. As usual, your great white forefathers, they can't handle anybody who doesn't look or act like that.
Oh, that argument will definitely work.
Okay, well, that's why I need you to read it. Give it the Smollett touch.
Yeah, this better be good. You know, I just got tickets to this thing.
Yeah, right. When was the last time you even went to a concert or had dinner with another human being? Not counting Kelly or your daughter. 6 months, right?
Jeez, who's counting?
I am. So let's have dinner. You, me, Bill, you can come over to our place.
I'd feel like a third wheel.
Come on, you sound like every single woman I know. Pathetic.
I'll tell you this, don't ever get married. You know, it's not worth it, because then you get divorced, and you and Bill, it would be...
Beyond pathetic, but read it.
Hey,
You and I are gonna make history, Professor Smollett. That is, if you ever return your phone calls.
Well, I've been a little busy.
You know, my feelings are hurt.
So now you're gonna stalk me?
Maybe.
I got a message from you about wanting to sue a publisher, is that right?
My partner John and I are involved in a case, and we know damn well that this publisher is gonna hide behind the First Amendment, just like you and Mr. Brandenburg.
Well, I got a right to do that.
Oh, I knew you'd say that. You'll defend to the death his right to do that.
Absolutely. First Amendment protects publishers, and I defend them.
Well, tell me something. Would you defend murder?
Sorry, but you have the wrong guy.
Come on, give me a break. I came all the way from Maryland. Why don't you buy me a beer? I'll tell you a story.
What can it cost you?
This was an extraordinary crime. It happened back in Maryland, and it had the police stumped.
Anybody here when it happened? Anybody see anything?
Nobody who's still talking. Her name's Mildred Horn. Shot in the eyes 3 times. Follow me. Given the state of the living room, looks like she stumbled across a robbery. Check it out.
What the hell were they looking for over here? Pennies? Popcorn seeds? What the hell is that noise?
This way. Three more shots to the eye. One grazed her, the other 2 went right in. She was a nurse.
Who's nurse?
This little guy's. This is Trevor. He's quadriplegic. He needs round-the-clock care. He also needs a respirator to breathe. When the respirator's removed, trips the alarm.
Can't you shut that damn thing off?
We don't know how. And whoever removed this tube didn't know either. He suffocated.
Who the hell would want to do that to a little kid? Okay. What did they take?
The only thing missing are a few of Millie's credit cards in the van from the garage.
Crime marks everywhere. Must have broke in here.
Hey, wait.
Yeah.
They found Millie's van.
Already?
Parked in somebody's spot about a half mile away from here in a condo by the mall.
Hey, over here, look at this.
What?
Some kind of file.
What's it used for?
I don't know. Filing?
Find out, will you, as soon as you can?
Whit, this is Elaine Rice, Mildred's sister. She found the bodies.
I'm Craig Wittenberger, Miss Rice. I'm sorry for your loss. Can you tell us what happened?
I came over to check on Trevor like I do every morning. And I saw the garage door open and I got an awful bad feeling. And then I opened the front door and Millie was just laying there. As God is my witness, she would still be alive if it wasn't for that man. LT, I know it. He wanted the money.
LT?
Lawrence Horn. He killed her. I know it.
Mr. Lawrence Horn, Detective Gallen, LAPD. Can we come in and talk to you for a minute? Mr. Horn, there's been a tragedy in Maryland. Your family's been murdered.
Wait a minute, who's murdered? What about Tamiel?
Tamiel's your, daughter?
My youngest. She dead too?
No, Mr. Horn. She's alive. But your ex-wife and your son, Trevor, they're gone.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Trevor.
Now, I'm gonna have to ask you some questions about where you were yesterday and early this morning.
Well, I was here all last night watching TV with my girlfriend. Oh, I know what happened. Some dumbass relative spit my name out and you believed him. Saves you doing any work, right? Just come after LT.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't know about that.
Jesus Christ, man, my family's been wiped out. Look at me. Why would I do some crap like that?
He had 2 million reasons to do it. You see, now that Trevor and Millie were dead, LT stood to inherit a couple $1 million.
Where'd the money come from?
Children's Hospital, back in '84. Millie gave birth to twins 11 weeks premature. The girl, Tamiel, she was fine. But Trevor was born with some serious problems, and the hospital screwed up really bad, and John and I let him know it. Little Trevor Horn was a fighter. But he still needed a special respirator to breathe on his own. So that when he was admitted to Children's Hospital, a little over a year old, he required extra special care. But he didn't get that. Because while he was under the care of Children's Hospital, his respirator was dislodged and he stopped breathing 3 times. Because of their neglect, he suffered complete cardiopulmonary arrest, which resulted in damage to his brain that left him nearly blind, paralyzed, and retarded. So, Trevor Horn will never have a normal life. Except for one thing. Trevor Horn can love. Big time. He can still do that. 5 minutes after I sat down, they offered a huge settlement.
Now, LT is Trevor's father?
He and Millie were divorced, but he came to see Tiffany, the oldest kid, and bada bing, Millie is pregnant with twins.
What was LT doing in LA?
Well, LT was a big shot. He was the king sound engineer for Motown. They brought him out with them from Detroit, and then when they got taken over, he got the boot. LT was dead broke. And his son offered a way out.
It's not enough money, man. Settlement just ain't big enough.
Wait a minute, Mr. Horn. The insurance company is offering $2.8 million. That'll go a long way to making sure your son gets the kind of care he needs to have.
You're not understanding me. I came here expecting something for me.
For you?
That's right. This is my insurance.
What makes you think you're entitled to 1 nickel of that boy's money?
Trevor lives through me.
What?
He can't enjoy his life, but I can.
In the end, the judge gave him $125,000 to go back to LA. He saw Trevor maybe once after that.
You think LT was the killer?
You have kids?
Yeah, I do.
It's pretty hard to imagine, isn't it? Maybe he wasn't the perfect father, but he had the perfect alibi. He was in LA. And he had proof.
That was some time. I was Motown. King of the hill.
Shoot me, baby.
Okay, gorgeous. Now you stand in front of the entertainment center. Yeah, stretch your stuff, baby. Yeah, show off the goods. Okay, now you come be Spielberg. Come take the camera. Come on.
I got it. I got it. Smile.
LT here.
Should I keep shooting? Should I keep it on you?
Keep shooting.
It seemed like the perfect crime. But then near Millie's house, things started turning up, like part of a gun.
The trigger piece we found is from an AR-7 .22 caliber gun. It matches a murder weapon.
You trace it?
I can't. The problem is the serial number's been drilled out. And the file here shows residue of gunpowder, which means he could have used it to change the ballistics on the gun. Now, given the stray pieces of bullets, I'd say a silencer was used.
It was a job. Contract hit.
But how do we prove that? We got no prints, no fibers, nothing concrete.
Except motive, we got that.
All right, boys, let's go. Let's hustle, 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 hustle. We got a map of Millie's house. We got airline tickets. We got money order receipts.
What the hell is this? You can't just come into my place and...
We got a warrant. I'd advise you to keep out of the way.
Hey, listen to me. I was nowhere near Rockville that night. I can prove it. Look at this. Look at this. See that? March 2nd. That's me. That's me, March 2nd. And if I was there, I would have protected him, not killed him.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, man. You seen the tape? Why don't you just leave my stuff alone?
Okay, knucklehead. You got an airtight alibi, right? Be cool.
Hell with this, man. I didn't do nothing. I got nothing to lose.
So there I was, right? I was so close to it, I could like take a picture, but I couldn't, man. I couldn't because of the noise, man, the noise.
What, the noise from the kid's alarm bothered him?
Bothered who?
We got every piece of paper on this case except for the tissue I sneezed in back at the house.
Okay, murder night, we got 4 very brief calls from Horn's phone to different motels in the area. See? 1, 2, 3, 4.
A lot of motels in Rockville.
A lot of people seeking refuge for the night.
What was LT looking for?
Not a good raid. I can tell you that.
Look. 12:11 p.m. Eastern Time, a 3-minute call was made from the Horn residence to a number in Maryland.
Christ. What? It's from a payphone at a Days Inn near Rockville.
So what lucky customers we got staying there?
How about James Perry? Checked in at midnight, checked out at 6 a.m.
Oh, poor guy didn't get a lot of sleep, did he? Let's see, where's he from? Oh, my. The Motor City, Detroit, Michigan. Home of the Lions, the Tigers, and formerly Mr. Lawrence Horn, LT, Mr. Motown.
We got James Perry here in Detroit. We got LT here in LA. We got payphone to payphone calls between the two. We got payphone to residence between LT and James Perry. 10 months, 215 calls.
Okay? 5:12 a.m., March 3rd, that's 2 a.m., LA. A call is made from this coffee shop to Horn's residence in LA.
The answering machine picks up, Perry reports in.
Gets himself a donut to go, heads home. All in a night's work. Maybe. You James Perry? Can we talk? I'm Detective Wittenberger from Maryland. This is Agent Casey, FBI. How you doing?
You don't care how I'm doing. What you want?
We just want to clear some stuff up, James. We're investigating a homicide back in Maryland.
I ain't killed nobody.
No one said you did.
Y'all arrested me. Because if you ain't...
Hey, relax. We just want to talk.
Hey, I ain't got nothing to hide, Jack.
Then this will be a piece of cake.
You know, it's, wow, it's quite some record you got here.
Hey, the past is the past. I'm clean now.
Well, on March 2nd and 3rd, you were registered at the Days Inn in Rockville, Maryland. You checked in around midnight, you checked out at 6 a.m. What were you doing there?
I stopped to get some sleep. I was probably tired.
Where were you going?
Hey, I'm a minister. I travel all over. I got clients everywhere.
You're a minister?
That's right. I'm a spiritual advisor. Reaching.
Reverend James Perry's House of Wisdom, cold reader and case buster. Whose case you busting, James? Somebody in Maryland.
You heard of attorney-client privilege? I got minister-client privilege, okay? Now, why don't y'all get out of my way before you get run over?
How you doing, JP?
Getting holding. Getting holding. Want some food?
Yeah, you know me.
You have the license?
Yeah.
Call it in.
The car belonged to Thomas Turner, LT's cousin.
That's probable cause. Did they get a search warrant?
Wouldn't you?
Warrant, James.
Management of gunshot wounds? The interpretation of bloodstains? Bedtime reading, James?
Did you ever hear of the Paladin Press?
Paladin Press.
Well, you want to. It's very educational. Listen to some of these titles. Kill Without Joy. The Ultimate Sniper. How to Make a Disposable Silencer. We could learn something.
Paladin Press, hi, this is Cindy. May I take your order?
Oh, hi, Cindy. This is Detective Wittenberger from the Montgomery County Police Department in Maryland. I'm interested in knowing, did Mr. James Perry order any titles from you?
Perry. Yeah, back on January 24th, 1992, he ordered How to Make Disposable Silencers and Hitman.
Hitman?
Yeah, by Rex Farrell. It's a technical manual for independent contractors. By the way, would you know how we can get in touch with Mr. Perry?
Why?
His check bounced and he still owes us $30.
It is my opinion that the professional hitman fills a need in society and is at times the only alternative for personal justice.
It says that.
Black and white.
So they give immunity to Thomas Turner, the cousin, to put them together in a conspiracy. But the evidence, the money transfer, the phone calls, it was all circumstantial until they found the book. You see, the book was the key. The book tied it all together. And that's why it took the jury 5 hours to put Perry in the death row. Believe me, when Horn goes to trial, he's going to join him there.
Was the book so bad?
Look at this book proposal, Mr. Lund. The Life of a Hitman.
Won't care. It's fiction.
Doesn't have to be. What if we turn it into a how-to guide? Copy could read, so-and-so kills for hire. Some consider him a criminal. Others think him a hero.
Learn the tricks of a trade from a master killer. I like it, but authors resent change. They're sensitive, artistic types.
He's a hitman. We'll offer a cash advance. He'll be flexible.
Give it a nice cover.
Paladin Press is still selling the book. We're filing a wrongful death suit for the families. That's why I need the best First Amendment expert in the world to help me.
Thanks, but you got a real problem. Paladin Press was nowhere near Maryland. They didn't pull the trigger.
Come on. If you're helping people commit murder, you have to answer for it.
But you can publish books saying virtually anything.
I don't care. My clients were executed, and that guy from Paladin Press, this Pater Lund, he's out there selling the book, telling people how to kill our loved ones, all for a buck.
I've spent a lot of years proving that the First Amendment protects publishers.
Right, and that's why I need you.
No, but I defend them.
All right, you defend this. This is the Paladin Press catalog, all right? Here we go. Homemade C4. Why don't you whip some of that up in your kitchen? Do you know that Timothy McVeigh bought a copy of this right before Oklahoma City? And here's another good one. Kill Without Joy. Lund has it all in there. How to maim, how to murder, how to blow up bridges, how to poison, how to knife, how to kill your friends and neighbors. I mean, you got murder on your mind, go to Paladin Press. You know something? I am not gonna let him get away with this.
You may have to, Howard, because no one's ever sued a publisher and won. Nobody.
Bye, Mom.
Hey.
Hey.
How are you?
Good. So, what are we doing this weekend?
Well, what won't your mom let you do?
Everything.
Okay, we'll do that.
So tell me about your day.
I got into a fight at school.
Are you okay?
Not a fight. I didn't, hit him or anything.
Him, you hit a him.
No, Dad, nobody hit anybody. He was just bothering me.
Maybe he likes you.
I knew you were gonna say that. He's a straight-up idiot. I called him a pig.
What?
A stupid pig.
Aaron, you can't go around calling people stupid
That's
pigs.
not what you said. You said you can say whatever you want. It's a free country. Women can't be oppressed.
So, Professor, what are you gonna do? Just walk away?
Hey, look, Howard, you know, I'm going through a very unpleasant divorce right now. I'm fighting to keep my kid. And I got a slew of other clients.
Well, this isn't like Larry Flint and keeping the world safe for pornography. I want to find out if you have a conscience. If you're interested in protecting all kids, not just your own.
Oh, that's a cheap shot.
Don't you want something bigger out of your life than just making the world safe for the bad guys? Come on, aren't you having some sort of midlife crisis that I could take advantage of? I had mine.
Oh, I bet it was a doozy.
Oh, you bet it was. I figured out that I had this incredible talent for making people miserable.
No, really?
I sued everybody, and I felt miserable. And then I thought, why not get the guys who really deserve it? Like Petter Lund.
You know, maybe I should defend him.
Maybe you should open your eyes and before you close them, read the goddamn book. I want you to hear something. Listen to this dedication to those who think, who dare, who do, and who succeed. That could be us. Hitman.
Hi, dinner, as promised.
Where's Bill?
He's at the vet with the cat. He swallowed a hairball.
Bill did that?
No, Rod, the cat did. You got anything to drink? Ketchup, mayo, cold pizza. So you got your food groups covered? Hey. If you want, I could loan you some takeout menus. Rule number 1, soon after a major emotional split, a person should never drink alone.
Erin's here.
She likes scotch too? Hey, listen, you're thinking about doing something stupid, I'll defend you cheap.
It's for a case. Family was murdered, and the hitman read this book.
That wacko Howard Siegel gave that to you, didn't he? You're not considering suing a publisher, are you?
Who, me?
You know, I've known you for a long time, and I know you've been through a lot. You are a fabulous teacher. I mean, an incredible friend. But I know what you're going through. I'm sorry that your marriage didn't work out. No, but right now, I think you're entering what I call the bad judgment period.
This has nothing to do with my life, my personal life.
Then, Rod, I am sorry that people get murdered by really evil people who like books by sleazy publishers. You take on a case like this, and you could lose everything you've built, starting with your reputation.
Are you okay, Dad?
Yeah, sorry, sweetie. I must have dozed off. Come here.
Are you sure you're okay?
Did you at least read the book?
The book is definitely lethal. I just don't know if I have room in my life for this.
What, a commitment?
To you, Howard? Yeah.
What is it with you, Smola? You belong to this chummy club of First Amendment lawyers, and I'm asking...
Hey.
I can't do this without you. This is your opportunity to right a wrong. We need your help. The clients need your help. Can't you tell that you would make a difference?
Just to find the legal argument. You know, find the right angle.
You don't have to worry about the angle right away, because I'm going to kick Paladin's ass in front of a jury, and then you step in as the appeals guy with the First Amendment stuff.
You're wrong, Howard. Before this gets even near a jury, they're going to file a motion to dismiss it. They're going to throw it out on First Amendment grounds.
You think so?
Yeah, no question. Of course they will. I'm going to have to argue this case up front.
You're going to have to argue this case up front. Anything else?
Yeah. Could you stop just showing up like this? These people are going to start to talk.
I hope so. I hope so.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom Kelly, and I'll be representing Mr. Lund and Paladin Press. I've come to Boulder to take this case as a defender of the First Amendment. I will defend any publisher to protect the sanctity of the free press. And I have no doubt we will prevail.
So they got your buddy. So what? Kelly ain't so hot.
Well, unfortunately, he is. He'll make Lund a hero with the liberal establishment, a free speech martyr.
Like Larry Flint?
Hey. Lund's no Flint.
Well, Kelly will make him one. Hell, he did it for Penthouse.
How?
Penthouse ran a piece on a Miss Wyoming, whose talent was she performed fellatio on her coach, and he levitated.
Impossible. What's her number?
25 million, which is what the real Miss Wyoming got in damages. That is until Kelly got it reversed on free speech grounds, called it harmless fantasy.
Oof. So now he's going to say Hitman's harmless like Miss Wyoming's levitating lip service? Well, floating fellatio may be protected, but shooting people through the eyes with a gun is not. Come on, let's get back to work.
Some people would say that a hitman is an emotionless, cold-blooded killing machine. That he has no fear and no belief in God. On the contrary, I say the hitman has a wide range of feelings. It seems that almost every man harbors a fantasy of living the life of some hero who kills for fun and profit. But few have the courage or knowledge to make that dream a reality.
What's up, Thomas?
So, Hollywood, it's been years. What you doing back in the hood?
Can you believe it, Thomas? She down there in Maryland, living large on the settlement money. And she's still hassling me for child support.
See, you should have never married that uppity bitch. Man, she got you all jammed up.
That's why I came to you, Thomas. You know people.
Hello.
Yo, JP. It's me, Mr. Opportunity.
Yeah, I'm busy.
Well, I'm knocking. I got someone for you to meet.
Meet? Hey, brother, I don't get up out of bed unless I hear the old ka-ching, ka-ching.
Well, listen good. This is the real deal, bro.
A client is someone who has a definite need and can pay for your services. Whoever introduces you should be someone who has established a bond of trust with the prospective employer. In most cases,
It would be very unwise and unhealthy to use the direct approach on your first contact.
Tough luck.
Yeah. So, Thomas said that you hung around Motown back in the day.
I made the sound. Did all the technicals on the big acts. You should have seen me. Mary Wells, Marvin Gaye, Four Tops, you name it, I recorded it. Let me tell you, brother, it sounded real good. Nobody can make it sound like that. You remember, Won't You Be Mine?
You could say, you could never say that I treat you bad, wrong.
And you could never say that our love is strong. Why don't you give me all your loving? Come on and give it to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Why won't you be mine?
Yeah, that's you. Square business.
So, I hear you got a ministry?
Yeah. House of Wisdom. Counseling, all spiritual, marital affairs. We could even help you find your lottery number if you want.
Well, this is a family thing, JP. But you could think of it like a lottery, too. You hit the number, super jackpot.
You said there's cash involved?
Maybe. But you know what they say. You gotta be in it to win it.
Well, I got the slide there, bro. But you called me, huh? I'll be around. Won't you be mine? Oh, baby, won't you be mine?
When the conversation gets down to the nitty-gritty, listen to the man as he talks. Check him out to see if you really want to become involved in his business.
You seen James Perry? In back. You any good at that thing?
I'm a pinball dinosaur. Later for all that video. You remember the B&B?
On South Bigelow?
For real.
I'd be in there Saturday morning, 8 o'clock, wouldn't leave until it got dark outside. Back again on Sunday until my mama come drag me off to Sunday school.
St. Matthew's AME?
Messiah Baptist.
So what's the deal there, bro?
I got a disabled son.
I'm sorry to hear that, but I ain't no doctor.
Don't need one. They the ones that screwed him up in the first place. You know what my medical costs are now? 25 G's a month.
How the hell do you afford that?
My ex-wife has medical insurance. But that's about to run out because no one thought he lived as long. Now they got to tap into the settlement he got from the hospital, and that's gonna run out real quick.
Unless something's done.
You're damn straight.
The most important thing to keep in mind is the financial capability of the prospective employer. Can this man pay for my professional services?
That settlement, is it substantial?
Over $2 million. And it's mine if Millie and the boy ain't around.
And are you willing to share that with your friends?
Helpful friends.
Remember, the employer is the judge. You are merely the executioner.
You have to know the target. Everything your employer knows, you should know.
First number's me in LA. Second number's a calling card. Don't call from here, we use payphones.
We don't even know each other.
No, sir, we don't. And here's a little road map, homes of the stars.
didn't we? Very good. Great lunch. And after that, it was gonna be just story. Yeah, your favorite story in the whole wide world.
You could never say that I treat you wrong. You could never say that our love is wrong. Why don't you give me all your love and come on and give it to me?
Yep. I thought you said your boy was a vegetable.
He is.
Yeah, well, I saw him, man. He was out and about. I need to know more stuff.
Like what?
Like where I'm going, man. Every nook and cranny of that house.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, well, you better be. Job got to be done right. You hear me?
Hello?
Hey, Tiff. It's Daddy. How you doing? Look, I did a little favor for me, baby. Grandma's birthday's coming up, and I thought maybe we could do something a little special.
Why don't you do this yourself?
Because I want you to. You, my daughter. Is that so hard?
What are you doing here? Does Millie know you're coming?
She knows I'm in town.
That's bull. She's flying, and she didn't tell me nothing about a visit.
Well, maybe she don't tell you everything.
Daddy, Daddy, Daddy!
Hey, baby. How you doing? I missed you so bad.
What's that camera for?
Daddy's making a video for Grandma.
Yeah, she like to see her grandbabies, you know. See Trevor inside playing in his room.
You are not allowed inside the house.
I like to see my son.
Outside the house with his nurse. Those are the rules. Look, you got the child support you owe? If not, you get out of here, LT. You go home. Go back to Hollywood.
You don't tell me where to go, Elaine. I go where the hell I want to go.
Now we're just gonna go on down the hall to Trevor's room to see what Trevor's up to, because Trevor's a pretty busy boy. There's Tamiel. Say hi, Tamiel.
Hi.
Hi. And there's Janet. Who's that baby, bro? Isn't he amazing? The one and only Trevor Horn. The best little brother on the planet.
The AR-7 rifle is recommended because it is both inexpensive and accurate, and it's lightweight and easy to conceal when disassembled. Just above the clip port, it has a serial number stamped on the case. It should be completely drilled out. The silencer is one of the most important tools a professional will ever have. On the following pages, you will learn how to make one of the highest quality and effectiveness. When it's done, just stick some newspapers in a box and shoot to your heart's content. Believe me, it's that good. You should receive expense money up front. This money is separate and not included in the contract amount.
Of course I'm serious.
No. You're serious when you show me the money, right? Nothing's real without the green.
Got a money wire for me, Polly McGee? $500.
500. The money will cover travel, lodging, food, accessories, and equipment.
Hey, my man, here I am in beautiful Maryland, the Chesapeake State.
It's off.
What you talking about?
I'm talking Tamiel spends the night over at Aunt Elaine's house whenever Millie's got a morning flight out. And Millie's flight just got canceled.
So?
so Tamiel will still be in the house. And I don't want anything happening to Tamiel.
Hey, you ain't chickening out on me, are you?
Can't help it if her lousy schedule changes.
Okay, so blame American Airlines. Just remember one thing, LT. Time is money. And you owe me, my brother.
Hello?
Hey, baby.
Hey, Dad.
You studying hard?
Yeah, sure. What's up?
Is your mom still flying out on Thursday?
I don't know. Why don't you ask her?
I was thinking maybe I'd call your sister, say hi. But if she's not staying there, then...
Oh, is that what you're doing now? You're saying hi?
Oh, come on, baby. Just trying to stay in touch.
Okay, Tamiel's gonna be sleeping over at Anna Lane's on Wednesday, and Mom's flying in the morning. You happy?
Yeah. Yeah, thanks. Nice, sweetheart.
You'll need a duffel bag to inconspicuously transport your tools to the job site. In the bag should be several pairs of surgical gloves. You will wear the gloves when you assemble and disassemble your weapon, as well as on the actual job. Never use your own automobile as a means to getting to the job site.
That's a nice midsize.
All right.
A rental car would be best. Everything you purchase is paid for in cash. You are working. This is your job and you are a professional. You will not become involved with women. You will not drink. Your profile will be low.
You be a good girl, sweetie, and you listen to your Auntie Elaine?
I will.
What time's your flight? 5 a.m. Have a good one. I will.
I love you, Mama.
I love you too, sweetie. Mwah. I'll see you. Have fun. Everything copacetic?
Sweet as can be.
Hey, baby.
A place to stay is the next priority. It can be any motel, fancy or cheap, but it should be in close proximity to the job site to prevent excessive travel.
Hello?
Hey, Millie. It's LT. Can I speak to Tamiel?
Tamiel's not here, Lawrence. She's over at my sister's and she's going to be going to bed soon. So don't call too late.
Hello.
Hey, it's me.
Where you been?
Hey, it's a long drive, brother.
I've been calling all over the place trying to find you.
Yeah, well, I'm here at the day's end. Where else? We doing it?
I'll call you back. At the payphone.
Yo.
Let's get it on.
Check into the motel using a fictitious name.
Need a room?
And how long will you be staying with us, sir?
Just for the night.
Identification is not required when you pay cash.
Okay, that'll be $39.99. Thank you, sir. And I will need some ID, too. It's hotel policy, sir. Sir, I need ID. Thank you very much, Mr. Perry. Hope you enjoy your stay with us.
Dad. Did that little boy really die in his bed?
Yes, he did. People kill one another every day. It takes no great effort to pull a trigger. It is being able to do so in a manner that will not link yourself or your employer to the crime that makes you a professional. Who wants to take a chance with his bare hands when a gun is so much quicker, cleaner, and more effective and gives you so much more leverage? It gets instant respect. Close kills are by far preferred to shots fired over a long distance. Aim for the head, preferably the eye sockets. 3 to 6 feet is better than point blank, so the victim's blood won't splatter you or your clothes. Check for a pulse at both the wrist and throat. The secret, now that the deed is done, is to stay in total self-control. At least 3 shots should be fired to ensure quick and sure death. Always remember to pick up those empty cartridges that were ejected when you fired your gun. Remember, if the hit was supposed to look like a burglary, mess the place up a bit. Take anything of value that you can carry concealed. But remember, before you leave, run a rat tail file down the bore of the gun. That way, even if you get picked up with the weapon in your possession, its ballistics will not match the bullets you left behind. When you're done, get rid of the file. Like a machine, you do what is necessary to cover your tracks. As you leave the scene, that first burst of cool night air hits you, and panic sets in. You have to force yourself to resist the urge to run. Maybe it took 10 minutes to casually stroll to the victim's house, but covering that same distance back to your waiting car seems to take 10 hours. Once inside the safety of your automobile, you change your clothing and disguise. Both hands grip the steering wheel. Eyes constantly search the roadside. Like your feet, the car seems to want to run, but don't let it. Crush the plastic housing of the disposable silencer before you discard it. Toss your gun parts out at intervals along the way. The shoes you wore should be discarded like your weapon. Toss them out separately along the highway. Ever see a single tennis shoe lying in the road? Now you know where it came from.
This LT, leave a message. All right, so there I was, right? I was so close to it, I could like take a picture, but I couldn't, man. I couldn't because of the noise, man, the noise. What noise?
Man, from the alarm when I pulled the tube out of his neck, man. It was noisy.
So what happened?
What do you mean, what happened? The deed is done, man. It's done. Damn.
You expected this moment to be a spectacular point in your life. You wondered if you would feel compassion for the victim, immediate guilt, or even experience direct intervention by the hand of God. But you didn't. There was a fleeting moment just before you pulled the trigger when you wondered if lightning would strike you then and there, but you felt absolutely nothing. Nothing sickened you, not even the body. Everything you have been taught about life and its value was a fallacy. A dirty, rotten lie.
Will the defendant please rise? Madam Forewoman, what is your verdict?
On the count of murder in the first degree of Mildred Horn, we find the defendant Lawrence Horn guilty. On the count of murder in the first degree of Janice Saunders, we find the defendant Lawrence Horn guilty. On the count of murder in the first degree of Trevor Horn, we find the defendant Lawrence Horn guilty.
I hate you. I hate you so much. You used me to kill my family.
He's going to be spending the rest of his life in prison, Tiff.
Yeah, but what about my mama? And my brother?
The thing is, it gives us no peace. No peace at all.
We win this case, maybe we'll all have some peace.
Can we win it, Rod?
Well, I think we can, but no one's ever been able to punish a publisher for what they put out there, so...
Trust me, after we get through with Peter Lund, he's not going to be able to put that stuff out anymore.
Pull! Mr. Lund, your solicitor's on the phone. He says it's important. Pull!
Yeah.
Look, the deposition is set for the 12th. Are you ready?
Why not?
You just tell the truth from the beginning on. You'll be fine.
Dear Paladin, thanks for your letter and the copies of the contract. I am hard at work on the manuscript and anxious that Rex Farrell establish himself with Paladin readers as a top-quality writer who knows his stuff. But right now I'm in desperate need of cash to pay my property taxes. I would hope that my request for an advance of $2,000 to $3,000 would not be out of order. And of course I have no problem with your suggestion of turning the book into a how-to manual.
You ready for this, Howard?
Yeah, Lund better be ready for me. We're here for the deposition.
Oh, yes, okay. Follow me.
Rod.
I'd like you to meet my client.
Professor Smoller. I've heard a lot about you. Tell me something. How many pieces of silver did they pay you to take this case?
I would do it for nothing, sir. You like him, Tom?
That has nothing to do with it. And after we do this deposition, we'll file a motion for summary judgment, and this case will be over before it even started.
We'll see.
Sir, do you sell publications the contents of which have detailed information explaining how to perpetrate criminal acts?
Yes.
And these publications are often written in a how-to format. Would that be correct, sir?
Sometimes.
For example, Paladin sells a book that explains how to make disposable silencers. Is that right?
Yes.
What does muffled mayhem mean as described in this book?
Wouldn't have a clue, Mr. Siegel.
Well, why would anyone want to make a disposable silencer? For muffled mayhem, perhaps.
I can't speculate, Mr. Siegel.
Have you ever had experience with a silencer?
Yes, I own one.
What did you use it for?
So that I wouldn't annoy my neighbors when I shot.
Are silencers used as instruments to commit murder?
It's possible.
Do you have any idea why anyone would want a silencer to be easily disposable?
I would assume so that one could build another one in order to use.
You mean as a hobby activity?
Perhaps.
Did it ever occur to you that the most likely reason for wanting to dispose of a silencer is so that after you commit a murder, the police won't find it? Did that ever occur to you?
No, it never occurred to me, Mr. Siegel.
Okay, let's talk about Hitman. The author's original submission was a proposal to write a fictional account of a hitman's life. Is that right?
Yes.
And it was Paladin's idea to turn it into an instructional how-to format.
Yes.
So you made it a how-to guide because you wanted to show people how to commit a murder. Is that right?
I only published a book, Mr. Siegel.
Is this the contract that you drew up with the author?
Yes, it is.
Please read the language that's been added to the last page.
The publisher agrees to accept full financial and legal responsibility for any litigations or censure that may arise out of the sale, use, or the misuse of the contents of this contracted book. Furthermore, the publisher will, to the best of his ability, protect the true identity of the author.
Why would this author want to include this addendum, sir?
I have no idea, Mr. Siegel.
Well, maybe they were worried that someone was going to follow the instructions in the book to kill somebody, and they might be sued because of that.
I wouldn't know.
Well, Mr. Lund, is it your testimony here today that this is the only contract that Paladin Press has ever entered into with an author that has that addendum on it?
I believe so, yes.
Howard, you get him to say that stuff in front of a jury, we are in big time.
If we got to get there first.
We'll get there all right.
Your Honor, this is a motion to dismiss this case because this is a book. It's not a gun and it's not a bomb. And therefore it should be protected under the First Amendment no matter what it says. Why? Because there's no way to distinguish it from movies, novels, and TV shows that depict crime and how-to details about murder. Look at James Bond, The Silence of the Lambs, NYPD Blue. Are we going to ban them? Are we going to punish their makers because some criminals saw them and used their ideas? No. No, of course not. In this country, we prize freedom of speech.
But Mr. Kelly, do you think it's possible someone would follow the techniques in this book and kill somebody?
It's possible, Judge. But even if someone takes Hitman's advice, that's all it is. Advice. It doesn't lead inexorably to crime. And it's not incitement to imminent lawless action, the benchmark established by Brandenburg versus Ohio. And as such, it belongs in the marketplace of ideas protected by the First Amendment.
This suit isn't about censorship. We're not going to ask a jury to punish Paladin because the book is revolting, disgusting, or morally repugnant. This is about compensation for physical injury and death.
Caused by a book?
James Perry bought this book and followed 22 steps in it to murder 3 people, Your Honor.
Mr. Smoller, I've read Hitman, and I do find the book disgusting and reprehensible. But doesn't the First Amendment protect many things that we find disgusting?
Yes, thank God. But the key here is Brandenburg versus Ohio.
Mr. Smaller, in that case, didn't the Supreme Court hold that Mr. Brandenburg's speech was protected by the First Amendment?
Yes, Judge.
Did Mr. Brandenburg steel his followers to action?
No, Judge, he didn't.
So, Mr. Brandenburg's speech, however vile, was just political advocacy?
Yes, Judge. But what if you went beyond speech? What if you gave out instructions on weapons and killing techniques and somebody followed them to the letter, went out and killed somebody? Isn't Paladin liable for that?
Except the author didn't sit with the killer and plan the murder. It's still only a book, Mr. Smaller. An instruction manual sitting on a shelf.
Yes, but Judge, when you pick this book up, it comes alive. This book is used to kill. Hitman. It's a book that kills.
Well, the bottom line is, do we have free speech in this country or don't we? It's as simple
Well, we
as that.
still don't know how the judge will rule.
But if we lose here, there is no trial.
Ah, well, then we go to the U.S. Court of Appeals, and then to the Supreme Court.
And if we lose that?
Can you get that? Smaller here.
We lost, Rod.
What did the judge say?
The judge whacked us with free speech.
Hitman protected by First Amendment.
No liability under Brandenburg versus Ohio because the book doesn't incite imminent lawless action.
Nothing in the book says go out and commit murder now.
I know how you feel. I already took out the water cooler.
Well, we still have the Fourth Circuit.
Hey, come on, Rod. You cut off our balls.
And Lund is still out there selling that goddamn book.
Paladin Press? Yeah, sure. How many would you like? Okay. Oh, can you hold on for a second? Wow, okay. Yeah, I definitely have those.
Rule number 2. Soon after major professional loss, don't drink alone.
What are you doing here?
I'm kind of in a tizzy on account of you don't return your phone calls.
Oh.
I am your best friend, remember?
Well, best friends don't say I told you so.
Well, I don't have to. It's all over your face.
And best friends don't say I'm sorry you lost, either.
Okay. But I'd be sorry if you quit. Not if you got a good argument, Rod, and you believe in it.
It's more than an argument, Laura. I feel it.
You've got to figure out how to get people like me to feel it with you.
Here's 2 more, Howard. The whole First Amendment community is lining up in support of Paladin.
Wow, Professor Smoller, I'm glad you're here. We're getting killed. ABC, Disney, America Online.
The New York Times, the Post, all your First Amendment pals are filing briefs against us.
Yeah, ex-pals.
Where you been, Rod?
A lot's been going on.
What's going on is this case. I live, I breathe, I eat this friggin' case, and if you can't do it...
I'm not here to lose, Howard.
Yeah, well, what we need here is some insanity, Rod, some chutzpah, not some ridiculous argument about an obscure case like Brandenburg that only college professors understand and make me go blind.
He's right, Rod.
Oh, I see. So I'm the ridiculous professor, and you guys are the real lawyers. So tell me, how are we gonna win?
Well, so far, I've only been able to figure out how to lose, and that's by arguing First Amendment. Look, I am tired of hearing about Brandenburg or Heisenberg or Hindenburg.
Make a joke, Howard, but it's the major Supreme Court decision in this case, and those judges are gonna apply it.
They're gonna apply it against us. Look, you tried it with Williams and it failed. Now we have to figure out a way around it, and that's by avoiding First Amendment.
No, you can't.
Paladin aided and abetted a murder. That's a crime. Criminals should pay for their crime, and so should Paladin, and that's the argument you use.
You want to get Lund at trial? Well, that's what I'm here for. All right, I want to give you the chance, but Tom Kelly is going to bring up the First Amendment, and the reason I'm here is to deal with it.
No, the reason you're here is to win. If you're gonna do that, then screw Brandenburg and screw First Amendment. The only way to win is aiding and abetting.
Howard, that might play great in front of a jury, but not to those judges whose job it is to guard the Constitution. That's holy ground to them. That's my ground. And you're gonna have to let me walk it.
Aiding and abetting.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. No, I really have no comment. Well, there's nothing to say. We're just going inside.
How do you feel you're gonna do today, sir?
Come on, please.
Anything to say, sir?
Does your daughter know you smoke?
No, and don't tell her. She's inside. You should say hello.
Yeah. So what, were you up all night? You got your A argument already?
I saw the dawn.
Number 1 on the calendar, the estates of Mildred Horn, Trevor Horn, and Janice Saunders versus Paladin Press.
Mr. Smaller?
May it please the court, this is a case about aiding and abetting a murder. A book was used to provide explicit instructions on...
Excuse me, Mr. Smaller. Does that mean when you read the book, what you see is an instructional manual?
Yes, Your Honor. It's as if you follow these instructions, you'll be able to go out and be a hitman. Now,
so it's only instructional, isn't it more?
This book lays out step by step how you can go out and be a killer for hire.
But isn't that instructional? And if you're providing information, isn't that the core of what the First Amendment protects?
Yes.
Well, if you concede that this was instructional, sir, you come close to giving away your case.
No. Please let him speak.
Bailiff.
You have to let him speak. This isn't right.
Come on, ma'am. Bailiff, come with me. You could instruct someone on how to cook an omelet. It does not mean you are inciting them to do it. You're not aiding and abetting the breaking of the eggs.
This is about aiding and abetting a murder, not the making of an omelet.
Aiding and abetting and instructing. That's it, Mr. Smaller? Mr. Smaller, are you still with us?
Your Honor, you could say the hell with it. Publish the book. Price of freedom, right? That's the way it goes. Or you could prevent this book from being published knowing that Trevor Horn, his mother, and his nurse would still be alive today. Now, what position would be the correct one to take? Well, hands down, my clients. Every time. And you know why? The First Amendment. I love the First Amendment. And what's particularly great about it is it does not protect this book. This is immediate incitement under Brandenburg.
You think you can win under Brandenburg?
Your Honor, if Clarence Brandenburg just spouted his ugly racist venom, should he be arrested or sued? Absolutely not. But what if, after the speech, he asked one of his Klansmen to come backstage and he gave this Klansman written instructions on how to use an AR-7 rifle? And then he gave him a map to a black man's house, and then he gave him written instructions on how to go kill that man and cover it up. And this Klansman went to this black man's house and killed him using these written techniques. Well, that's not mere instruction. That's incitement to murder. And if Grand Dragon Brandenburg had done that, I don't believe the Supreme Court would have allowed it, and I don't believe you should allow what Paladin Press did either. With deliberate intent, they steeled James Perry to action, and they cannot hide behind the First Amendment.
Your Honors, this is incredible. We have here a case where the plaintiff is trying to hold a book publisher liable for the act of a reader.
A reader who committed murder.
That's right, but Peter Lund didn't kill anybody. He published a book. So what's the difference between this and a Tom Clancy or a John Grisham novel?
Does Tom Clancy encourage the reader to go out and kill for the fun of it?
No, sir.
Do you read The Firm and immediately want to rush out and murder a lawyer?
No, of course not. The written word alone can never amount to incitement.
Why not?
Because it leaves it up to the reader.
Rebuttal, Mr. Small.
Your Honors, I think we should talk about what was intended for the dear reader. Now, this book exhorts us to take the law into our own hands. It actually talks about moving up the ladder of success by killing people. It states you don't even need a reason. You kill once, then you kill repeatedly. Well, that's much more than free speech.
No, it isn't, Your Honor. It's writing. He may be overlooking the entertainment value of what happened.
Of what? At least 3 shots should be fired to ensure quick and sure death. That's on page 24. What, sir, is entertaining about that?
Well, it may not entertain you, but then again, it doesn't have to. The First Amendment prohibits censorship based on content. How can we be free if we can't publish different points of view? And even if those views are violent and reprehensible, the truth is, Paladin Press was not in Silver Spring, Maryland. Mr. Smolik can huff and puff all he wants. But my client is not responsible for the acts of James Perry and Lawrence Horn, and there is no smoking gun connecting them.
But there is a how-to manual that leads directly to that smoking, silenced gun. And that was Paladin's intent.
No! They published a book. The real murderers, they got justice. Well, it is not justice to take away our rights to free speech.
Your Honors, I think I would be the first person to defend Mr. Lund if someone were trying to take away his free speech. But this is about murder.
I only published a book, Mr. Siegel.
In our country, we have a great gift. We can say what we want about whatever we want. But freedom of speech is not freedom to kill. And the personal justice that Hitman preaches is personal murder, and the Constitution does not protect that. Don't let Paladin evade justice. Don't throw our case out here. Your Honors, let us have a trial. Let a jury decide. How do you do it?
Do what, Mr. Small?
Publish that crap, knowing what it's gonna do?
I have no control over what others do with the books that I publish.
You just like to help people along a bit, huh? Tell me, sir, are you proud to have published those books?
You want to know, Professor, do I have any trouble sleeping at night? No, I don't. I think you got the insomnia market all to yourself.
case of Elaine Rice et al. Versus Paladin Press, the families allege that in publishing Hitman, Paladin had aided and abetted James Perry in his commission of the murders of Mildred Horn, Trevor Horn, and Janice Saunders. The record amply supports this allegation. By a vote of 3-0, we find for the plaintiffs. This case can go to trial.
Thank you so much.
You did it. You guys are going to trial. Hey, success is nothing more than taking advantage of an opportunity, right, Dad?
Now, where'd you hear that?
Hey.
Hey. Hey. Okay. Well, all right. We did it.
Alright, so now that we've finished watching Deliberate Intent, I just want to share some information I came across about the case. So the film was based on the 1993 triple homicide orchestrated by James Perry, who followed instructions from a real book entitled Hitman, a technical manual for independent contractors. He was hired by Lawrence Horn, who wanted his ex-wife, their disabled son, and the nurse who cared for him all killed so that he could collect on a substantial trust fund. The narrative flipped between the crime itself and the intense legal battle that ensued, where the attorneys played by Timothy Hutton and Ron Rifkin challenged Paladin Press, the book's publisher, in court. They argued that Hitman wasn't just a book, but rather a step-by-step murder manual, and therefore didn't qualify for First Amendment protections. The case was chilling, not just because of the crime's brutality, but because it revealed the horrifying consequences of such instructions falling into the wrong hands. The lawsuit was groundbreaking. In 1997, a federal appeals court ruled for the first time in American history that a publisher can be held liable for crimes committed by a reader if it could be shown that such material aided and abetted them. That decision set a precedent, raising questions about where we draw the line between free speech and public safety. It's a discussion that feels just as relevant today as it did back then. Watching this from an Australian perspective, it's fascinating to compare how we approach free speech as opposed to the United States. America's First Amendment offers robust, almost absolute protections, but this case forced the courts to consider the limits of those protections. In Australia, our constitution doesn't explicitly guarantee freedom of speech. Instead, our High Court has only recognised an implied freedom of political communication, which is a lot narrower in scope. We're also more proactive in restricting hate speech and content that incites violence. So the publication of a book like Hitman would likely have been challenged long before it ever hit the shelves. On the positive side, Deliberate Intent raises complex and thought-provoking issues, challenging us to confront the consequences of unchecked speech. Timothy Hutton delivered an excellent performance as the morally conflicted professor turned lawyer, willing to reverse his stance on free speech despite the backlash. That said, the movie isn't without its flaws. The back and forth timeline felt a bit disjointed, and while it was rooted in real events, some character motivations lacked depth and exploration. The ending also leaned a touch too heavily on emotional appeals, coming off slightly preachy rather than focusing on rational arguments. For a story this significant, it left me wishing for more substance. All in all, Deliberate Intent was a well-acted and directed movie that asked some tough questions. I found it quite compelling to watch, which is why I'm giving it a final rating of 3.5 stars. But here's what I want to know. Where do you guys stand on this issue? Are you a free speech absolutist, believing that all expression should be protected no matter what? Or do you think there are circumstances like the one in this case where those protections should be more limited? Let's get the debate going in the comments, and make sure you hit the like button if you want to see more true crime movies. This is Holy Critic, signing out.